The Indiana Hoosiers open up Big Ten play on the road against the Minnesota Golden Gophers, a team that has been all over the place this season, up and down. They currently come into this game with a 4-4 record. They're actually currently riding a three-game losing streak with losses to San Francisco, Stanford, and Santa Clara. Um, Obviously, Cade Tyson has been a revelation for that team this season. The transfer that came in from North Carolina, who originally was from Belmont, didn't really work out in North Carolina. He's been really, really good for the Gophers this year. 22 points, over 50% from the field, 36% from three. He's been a really good player. This Minnesota team does have some pieces, but like I said, they have been a team that's been all over the place. And quite honestly, I felt a little bit underwhelmed with them when I watched them. A big loss to Missouri, a win in overtime against Green Bay and Doug Gottlieb never makes you feel good. A close game against Chicago State. It's been a rough start to the year, I think, for Minnesota thus far. On the other hand, Indiana feeling great about themselves. Currently stand top 25 analytically, number 19. Tucker DeVries and Lamar Wilkerson, and honestly everyone on the new team, but mainly those two guys have been really, really impressive thus far for the Hoosiers. And they now start Big Ten play. And I want to say, let me double check this. This might be Indiana's first true road game. I know they went
It
and
is.
played Marquette, but that was like a neutral site.
Yeah, this is their first road game.
This is their first, all right, so first road game, first true road game. That's one that can always throw some teams off, especially even if it is a team the level of Minnesota. So, Dion, I'll throw it to you and what you're looking for in this game.
I mean, my guy Tuck, um, I, I've always been super high on Tuck. Unfortunately, he should still be in Morgantown, but it is what it is. I mean, 44% from three on over 8 attempts a game, man. Like that, I don't think anyone's talking about how impressive that is. Like that's like NBA, like Steph Curry stuff.
Yeah.
That's nuts. I think this Indiana team is really good. I've been high on them the whole time. Like I think Lamar Wilkerson, I think Tuck, Reed Bailey, those are three dudes you can really build around if you can find a point guard, which it feels like they have in Connerway. Um, they got to figure out who's gonna and also Enright, excuse me. But they got to figure out who's going to play next to those guys. But I think they play really good defense. I think Wilkerson and Tuck are probably the best like shooting teammates in the country. Like I don't think any team has two shooters as good as those two. Um, the only thing I'm looking to, this is their first true road game, and then they have their first big test on Saturday with Louisville. Is this like a look ahead spot type of thing? Like could Minnesota catch them looking ahead to that Louisville game, and maybe come out and keep it close in the first half or even win the game? I mean, why is Big Ten play starting so early?
Yeah, we like to mix it in. Sometimes you got to get it going early. You don't, there's no need to wait. You just like sprinkle a couple Big Ten games in here or there pretty early. But look, to your point, DeVries and Wilkerson have been damn near one of the best duos in the Big Ten this year. Both players averaging around 17 points a game. They do a lot for this basketball team. They shoot extremely well. Both shoot over 40% from three-point range, both around 45% from the field. This team goes as they go. And then they also have guys that complement them, like a Connerway, like a Reed Bailey, like even Sam Alexis, Connor Enright as well, that kind of feed into that. The one thing that people have questions with this Indiana team is how they're going to hold up in the front court, right? Like that is one of the main things that people are looking out for, once Big Ten play does come around, or just like in general, once things do come around. The one thing I'll say is that Minnesota doesn't necessarily provide that challenge. Like they have Jalen Crocker Johnson, but he's a 6'8" big, averages almost a double-double at 12 and 10, but also shoots under 40% from the field and not really a shooter from the outside as well, but a really, really ferocious rebounder. Is there anything about this Minnesota team that necessarily provides a threat to Indiana, or do you just think that this is mainly us getting a better view of Indiana, the basketball team, in their first true road game setting? Because for me, really doesn't matter who you're playing necessarily. Like teams don't understand what it's like playing on the road until you actually do got to play on the road. Now, while I say that, also like this is Minnesota and this is Minnesota. I'm not sure what the turnout on this game is going to be like necessarily, but it still is a true road game. What do you think is the biggest threat to Indiana in this game?
I think it's just looking ahead. Cade Tyson, 22 points a game on 50% from three, or excuse me, 53% from the field, 35% from three. I apologize. Like, yeah, if you're slipping up, like I know like it's Cade Tyson, like that's North Carolina's Cade Tyson who was like unplayable. But I think if you're slipping up, like you're looking ahead to Louisville, like Cade Tyson can catch you slipping a little bit here. Make a few threes, get to the free throw line. He's shooting 10 free throw attempts a game. Like that's crazy. So I think you can get caught slipping. Your first Big Ten game, for pretty much all of them, right? Like have any of these dudes played a Big Ten game before?
Uh, man, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's the first Big Ten game for pretty much the whole team. It's definitely the first Big Ten game for Darren. It's on the road at Minnesota. You got Louisville on neutral, but the neutral's in Indy. So you're looking at that as like a home game on Saturday. I think you look ahead, I think you can get caught in this game for sure. If they have the mental fortitude to come out and handle Minnesota the way they should handle them, cover the spread, punch them in the mouth early, keep pushing forward, I think this is a really, really, really dangerous Indiana team.
Yeah, I think for this game, I think you hit the nail on the head. I'm most interested in how Indiana mentally is focused in this game because it like to your point, this is a Wednesday game, 7 o'clock at Minnesota, and then you got to turn around 3 days later and you have your biggest game of the season up until this point, your first step up in competition. It'd be very easy to look ahead to that Louisville game, and we have seen college basketball teams get caught in these look ahead spots, and you have the ability to get got. Um, the one thing I'll say is that yes, the spot is bad. Kate Tyson is good enough to keep things interesting. He's been incredible this season. Um, he is one guy though, and like I said, they still have kind of struggled at points of this season. So I think in this one, you're just really looking at what Indiana, how they're going to approach this game mentally. Truthfully, first true road game, first Big Ten game. I mean, there's a lot of firsts that are happening in this one, and then you're also in the look ahead spot. As I'm talking about this you know, I'm not saying that Minnesota's going to give them a challenge, but Indiana does need to be mentally strong in this one and have the mental fortitude to understand that they cannot look ahead at Big Ten games against a team like Minnesota, who, like I said, Kate Tyson is a guy that can do things, so it is something you got to look out for. Is there anything else in this game you're looking for from Indiana or Minnesota in particular?
I I think you hit the nail on the head with Minnesota. Like I said with Indiana, I just think the biggest thing is just like how tough are you? How mentally strong are you? If you can go to Minnesota and win this game and win it handily while you look ahead to Louisville, if Indiana wins by double digits, card, I think I'm gonna be on them to beat Louisville on Saturday.
I think it's fair to say. I will feel differently about Indiana given the results of this game. Like I know it's a look ahead spot, like I said, but like if they're able to come out here and go on the road in the first Big Ten game, like I said, and win it handily, it shows me something about how this team is made up. And I'm not gonna go as far as to them beating Louisville, but we'll see what happens when it gets to that point. But let's go ahead and get the predictions here. Ken Palm has this game. Let's see here.
75-66 Indy.
75-66 Indiana. What are you thinking?
I think Minnesota covers that. I think this is a look ahead spot. I'm looking at Indiana's next four games. You got Minnesota, Louisville on a neutral, Penn State, Kentucky on the road. That's insane. I want to be a part of like the Big Ten scheduling process.
Well,
I don't
they
know
they
how we
they
can
they,
make
they
that.
finally need to make some threes. Or I'm sorry, they finally need to play somebody is what is so it's good to see for Indiana.
That's just a wild like 4 game stretch, and then they just don't have any more Big Ten games until January, which is crazy. But I just think I think I think Minnesota covers. This is a look ahead spot. I don't think Indiana is going to be focused on them. I think they're going to be focused on Louisville. When you think about Louisville, it's talent everywhere besides center. But like, how can you be Tuck, Lamar Wilkerson, Bailey, Enright, Connerway, all these guys, and you're not thinking about, you know, uh, Michael Brown and Conwell and McNeely and Adrian Woolley, and you're supposed to be focused on Kate Tyson? I just don't think there's a shot.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna go with an Indiana blowout in this one. I think. I look, Indiana is a top 53 point offense in the country. Minnesota is one of the worst at defending the 3-point line, 324th in the country. Indiana has a top 5 2-point defense. Not sure if I buy that necessarily, but Minnesota cannot shoot. They are 256 in the country, even with Kay Tyson shooting the way that he does. I just think that they're not going to be able to score in this game, and I also think that Indiana, even on the road, is going to be able to rain in threes. So I'm gonna say Indiana wins handily. I'll go Indiana. Let me go 85 to 69 is what we'll go. 85 to 69 in the first Big Ten game of the Dan DeVries era. We will have the recap here on the channel once that game does occur. Be sure to tune in to Sleepers Media all year long for previews and recaps of all the big games across college basketball.